Hi everybody, my name's Alessandra and I have been a tarot reader for over a decade and a spiritual healer for almost 3 years now. And I don't consider myself to be a professional astrologist. However, it is something that I have great interest in, and I like to keep myself informed in what's going on astrologically, as I really believe that what's going on astrologically does impact us here on Earth as spiritual beings in the physical realm. So I really wanted to make this video to chat mainly about the October super new moon on October the 16th. And I would like to touch on what's also going on astrologically, not everything, but the main things that I intuitively feel that we will all be feeling energetically around this time, and things that will be affecting the super new moon. So at the beginning of October, on October 1st, we had a full moon in Aries. Then October 16th will be the super new moon in Libra. Then at the end of October, on All Hallows Eve, we have the second full moon in October, which is just insane. It's insane to me. Usually there's only the one full moon per month. This month we have 2 full moons, and it's also going to be a blue full moon. Now, a blue full moon only happens every 2 to 3 years. So the fact that we've got a second full moon in October, and that it's a blue full moon, and that it's falling on All Hallows Eve, Halloween, is insane. I'm so excited. I'll go more into that in a bit. So, what does a new moon mean for us as energetic spiritual beings in the physical realm? So, a new moon occurs once a month, usually in the middle of the month, and it is the best time in the lunar cycle to set intentions for what we would like to manifest into our life, to set intentions for where we would like to see growth in our life and what we want to draw into us. So to make it simple, the new moon is the best time to attract, manifest, and breathe in new energy into yourself and into your life. So it's the time where we can best energetically put out to the universe what we wish to manifest and draw in to our physical realm. So a super new moon, to me, is basically a new moon on steroids. So the super new moon is a new moon that it's basically a new moon where the moon is super close to the Earth. It's extremely close to the Earth. So the closer the planets are to the Earth, the more they affect us. So when Mars goes retrograde, that affects us so much more than if Neptune was to go into retrograde, because Mars is so much closer to Earth. So when the moon is closer, it affects us more. That's why it's a super new moon. So the super new moon is a new moon on steroids. Very intense. It's super. So this super new moon is even more intense, because this super new moon is leading up to the blue full moon, which again is falling on All Hallows Eve, and I'm so excited for it. Okay, so now we'll touch on what a blue moon is, a blue full moon, and what that means for us. So a full moon in general is the best time in the lunar cycle to let things go, to release what is no longer serving you. That could be people, thoughts, feelings, anything really, anything that you're just like, go away, go away. So the full moon and the new moon are opposite. New moon is to attract things and to bring things towards you. The full moon is to repel and expel and release, just to make that a bit simpler. So the blue full moon is a time where the energy is abundant, crazy energy. So a blue full moon brings us energy where anything is possible, your dreams, your wishes. So that's why setting our intentions for this super new moon is so important, because we want to put out good intentions before the blue moon arrives, because the blue moon gives us energy to attract our dreams and our wishes to be coming true. And the blue full moon, because they happen every 2.5 to 3 years, me intuitively, I feel that that means that whatever intentions we're setting around the time of the blue moon will last for that 2.5 to 3 years. So it's really, really important that we set positive intentions and we use positive words with our intentions. Now, I'll be putting some links in the description box below to my Facebook page where I talk more about how to set positive intentions and the kind of language to use. If anyone's interested, you can check that out. So again, this year's blue full moon falls on All Hallows Eve. I keep saying that because I'm so excited. And it's going to be, the blue full moon will be in the sign of Taurus, and that's my sun sign, so I'm even more excited about it as well. So every day in October leading up to the full moon, the veil between the ethereal and spiritual world to the physical realm gets thinner and thinner and thinner. So that basically means that the closer we get to All Hallows Eve, the veil gets thinner. So as a veil gets thinner between the spiritual and the physical realm, that means us as physical beings, we can tap into the spiritual and ethereal realm more than we can in other times of the year. So basically that means that it's easier for us to tap into ethereal and magical energy and to use that to our advantage, which is really, really cool. So our thoughts and our intentions around this time is really important because the veil is getting thin. So our thoughts, intentions, and feelings will be rippling out into the universe stronger than ever in the year, really. So basically what I'm trying to say is you will be heard by the universe with what you're thinking, and with what you're feeling, and what you're putting out there. So that's why it's really important to say positive things about yourself. And if you catch yourself saying or thinking negative things, just try and don't dwell on, oh my God, I can't believe I thought that. Just replace it with a positive thought to counteract it. Because as we know, we mainly run subconsciously. And what we think and say when we're conscious repeats on play in our subconscious. So if you do positive affirmations before you go to sleep, and when you wake up, your subconscious will play that. So during the day and while you're dreaming, you'll be manifesting positive energy, which is really, really cool. So I'll also put some really positive affirmations down below as well for people to have a little suss. And if they resonate, you can say them if you don't already have your own affirmations that you have been doing. So we also have, at the moment, we have got Mars in retrograde in Aries. So on October 16th, it'll be, I'm pretty sure, right in the middle of the Mars retrograde, right in the heart of it, which means it's going to be really intense around the time of the super new moon. So when planets are in retrograde, that basically just means that they're going backwards. So that means that we feel like we can be taking a step backwards in life as well. So the Mars retrograde is all about, will be making us think about our past, like think backwards, about our past actions, and also trying to make plans for future at the same time, which can be really intense and can create a bit of tension within ourselves and in our partnerships as well. So because it's going to be Mars retrograde in Aries, we may be feeling like we need to be like in warrior mode and trying to really just secure ourselves. So this is a really good time to be practicing root chakra meditation. And so Mars and Aries are all about taking forwards action in life. So when it's in retrograde, we can tend to feel not lazy, but we can tend to feel sluggish, exhausted, like we're not getting enough sleep, basically just the opposite of taking action. And we also might be feeling like it's hard or maybe even a little bit impossible to take tangible physical action to propel ourselves forward. Also, around the time of the super new moon, I believe Mercury will be starting retrograde in Scorpio. So when Mercury goes into retrograde, that's the one that affects our communication. So we can find challenges with our thoughts, with communicating to other people, even the post. Things can get lost in the post around this time. And in my personal experience, whenever I know that Mercury is in retrograde, I tend to see like way more car accidents due to people not putting on their blinkers, part of communication. So let's just keep that in mind as well. Like, let's try and keep good positive communication going through this time. So the Mercury and Mars retrograde around the super new moon can cause feelings of tension, anxiety, exhaustion, stress, and impatience. So again, it's a really good time to practice root chakra meditation just to try and balance that out. Also around the time of this super new moon, we have got Pluto and Saturn, maybe Jupiter, I don't think so. Pluto and Saturn will be squared in Capricorn. So Capricorn is a cardinal sign like Libra, and that is all about wanting to have control and being very, very practical in life. So around the time of this super new moon, we're going to be just naturally wanting to take more control in our life, and we're feeling like we're wanting to take very practical steps forwards, which again, we might be finding challenges in taking practical steps forwards due to the retrogrades. So tension there as well. But we'll have that passion and desire to be very practical around this time. Okay, so now let's really delve into what the super new moon in Libra is all about. So Libra is a cardinal sign. So cardinal signs, just in general, love being like leaders. So Libra specifically is a sign that is all about justice, equality, harmony. They're the three main things that I associate with Libra. You know, balancing out the scales. Libra's holding the scales. So all cardinal signs, all cardinal sun signs, or people who've got a lot of cardinal signs in their birth chart in general, you guys will be feeling the energy of this super new moon more intensely than everybody else. So lucky you, in my opinion, because it's a super new moon. So Libra, the new super moon in Libra will be wanting to naturally purge past painful experiences that we have had. We'll also be sort of forced to look at our past actions, and also trying to step forwards in the future as well. It'll be making us want to step into our authentic selves again if we've been feeling a bit inauthentic. It's a great time for inner work. Every time is a great time for inner work. I just want to point that out. So Libra again is all about karma. Okay, so Libra is all about, with the scales, karmic balance. So this is a time where we'll be feeling like we're wanting to settle our karmic debts that we feel like we might owe to people or to ourselves, trying to settle our karmic cycles that you've been feeling perpetually stuck in. Time to get rid of that. It'll also be making us examine areas of our life where we've been feeling unfulfilled, out of whack, imbalanced. So basically, this super new moon in Libra is going to make us want to balance out areas of our life where we've been feeling very imbalanced. It'll also be making us want to work on our communication as well, which again might be a bit of tension because of the retrogrades. So you might be finding yourself in the super new moon feeling like you might be getting a lot of spiritually intense downloads. Don't repel those. When you feel ready, just, chill out, meditate, channel your spiritual downloads, and give yourself space and time to receive them, because they're really, really important. If your higher self is trying to channel something and you can feel that, that means it's important. So our dreams around this super new moon will be intense as well, especially as the sun in a few days after this super new moon will be heading into Scorpio season. So we might be feeling really mysterious and wondrous emotionally and just in general around this Libra new moon. So this Libra new moon will be making us want to have a lot of control, especially with what we're thinking. We're going to maybe be trying to control our thoughts. So this is a really important super new moon to calibrate our lives and to balance things out. So to calibrate and balance out our scales, to balance out what's been imbalanced, and it'll really be giving us the opportunity to balance things out. So you might be bumping into people where you're like, oh, something there we left a bit imbalanced, a bit unjust. That's just the universe kind of trying to force you to balance out karmic debts and karmic cycles, or maybe that person needs to balance something out with you. So those sorts of situations you might be finding yourself in. Now, remember, the universe will be giving us those opportunities, but it can't really force us to do anything. It's up to us as spiritual beings to take lead and control in our lives and to do the right things. It's just giving us energy and situations for that to arise, but it's up to us to do that. So we'll be getting the opportunity through energy from source and the universe to balance things out, but opportunity is not a guarantee. So again, it's all up to us. So in this super new moon, I'll just make it really short and simple because I went into a lot there. This super new moon is all about balancing out karmic debts and karmic cycles and to set our intentions. Super important to set our intentions because it's a super new moon. So keep our thoughts positive, do positive affirmations, and especially as we're leading up to the blue moon or Hallows Eve where the veil's getting thin. So really important to set positive intentions. For example, if you have really been wanting a new car, write down, I will find, insert car name. Lamborghini just came to mind. I'm just going to say that. I will find a Lamborghini for X amount of dollars in the color green. You can be specific with it. I like to be general and specific just based on what my intuition tells me to do at that time. So write it down, because when you write things down, that's a form of you manifesting thought into physical reality. So write things down, then once you've written it down, speak it out loud with purpose and intention. So that's what this super new moon is all about, balancing things out and setting our intentions leading up to the powerful blue moon. So thank you to everyone who stuck around. I really hope that this video gave you some insight as to what's going on. And again, just check out those links if you feel so inspired to. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I wish you guys all the absolute best around this super new moon. Bye.